This is it, the final pool match of the All Blacks' 2023 Rugby World Cup campaign. It's the last chance to make a statement as a quarter-final spot in Paris looms. With 9 changes to the starting side and Sam Cane returning as captain, we unpack what it'll take to finish on a high against Uruguay in Lyon. Kia ora, I'm Chereè Kinnear, and this is Beyond the Game. Welcome into the New Zealand Herald's Rugby World Cup video news show. I'm joined by New Zealand Herald chief sports writer Liam Napier outside OL Stadium, where the All Blacks will play Uruguay tomorrow morning. Well, Liam, all respect to their opponents, but the All Blacks are expected to win this match and win comfortably. So how important is it that they put out a really strong performance?
There's a bit of deja vu, isn't there, Chereè? Back here in Lyon at OL Stadium, part 2, and I don't think we'll see a repeat of the Italy game. That was one out of the box. The All Blacks got everything right and Italy pretty much got everything wrong. But yeah, we're 9-10 days out from a potential quarter-final. The All Blacks haven't locked that in yet, but they need to put out a performance that they're proud of. We've heard a lot about them maintaining their standards. So yeah, the players selected this week will be really keen to stamp with their authority and keep growing their game, because they're not going to get any second chances pretty soon.
You mentioned that quarter-final. We pressed a number of the players and coaches this week on how they feel about it upcoming. We're likely to face Ireland, but they insist that they're not even looking or really talking about that, with it yet to be locked and loaded. But if we look at the selections in the team for this week, fair to say that it was taken into consideration at least a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say there's definitely one eye on a quarter-final when you're resting guys like Ardie Savea, Rieko Ioane, Aaron Smith. You know, these are very influential figures. They played a lot of rugby, but they're bolted on starters for the All Blacks. So I think there's a bit of mix and match, a bit of a bob each way. Ian Foster's given all of his squad, barring David Havili, who's injured, a crack in this match. But they'll be wanting to put out a performance, and they have to get a bonus point victory to guarantee their spot in that quarter final. So they have some real objectives, but I think in the back of their minds they are starting to think about a quarter final, because we all expect them to win and win well this week.
Among those changes, Sam Cane returns as captain. He came off the bench against Italy last week. He gets a start against Uruguay. We heard from him earlier in the week, and here's what he had to say.
It's been a little bit of a road bump for me personally to start the World Cup, which was, when I spoke the day after the game, how it had been a little bit frustrating, but just really excited and grateful to be back. Looking forward to training the Savo actually to test things out under a bit of heat, a bit of pressure from the boys, and then feel a lot more confident heading into the game again. So you can't wait. The squad as a whole is in good shape physically. I feel like we've made good progress in some key areas of our game following the Bordeaux week, where we got to put in a lot of work, and it was pleasing to see those shine through in the game against Italy. The challenge for us is to be able to back that up and keep strengthening those key areas, and keep, put out another good performance, which will could put us in a good spot going forward. So all the focus is on this game and being able to back up what we were able to do last week.
Meanwhile, Cam Roigard gets his second start for the All Blacks at halfback this week. He had a pretty stellar debut, man of the match as well from that game. So how important will it be for him to really back that up well?
It was interesting, wasn't it, to hear from Ian Foster about challenging Cam Roigard after his first test start. 2 tries, 2 try assists, man of the match performance, as you mentioned. Couldn't have done much more, but Ian Foster came out this week and said, I want to see better sharpness in his pass when he's come off the bench. Foster said that Roigard was rushing his pass a wee bit, and we heard from Cam that he was working alongside Aaron Smith. So his second test start, another big opportunity, and he's gone past Finlay Christie, and he'll be looking to put some pressure on Aaron Smith and really, take this chance.
Certainly. Now, when we look at Uruguay, their opponents for this week, what sort of threat do they pose? Because we saw them really push France earlier in this tournament.
We did. They lost to France by 1 more point than the All Blacks. It was a second string French team, so there's a bit of context to be had there, but they have been competitive. They're a passionate South American nation. They've got a lot of belief. They compete well at the breakdown. They'll use the ball, but you wouldn't expect them to be in the All Blacks league ultimately. They might be competitive for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They might have patches in the game where they challenge the All Blacks in certain areas. But you'd expect the All Blacks to do it comfortably, and that they should.
No matter which way things go this week, the All Blacks will be wrapping up their time here in Lyon, which has been their home base for the past month or so. The community's really embraced them here too, and as a way to say thanks, they hosted an open training earlier today. So let's take a look at how the morning panned out.
I guess it's a cool way for us to just give back to the community here that's been so welcoming to us. So it's good to see a lot of kids down here and a lot of smiling and a lot of fun. So yeah, it's good to be a part of.
It's been great to be here over the better part of 3 or 4 weeks, and just see the passion of the kids and how much they love the game, and see a crowd like this turn out for us is huge, and hopefully a bit of support for us going out at the stadium as well.
You'll see us on the scooters and cruising down the river into town. So yeah, it's an awesome city. There's such a cool vibe around it, and the boys have been enjoying it.
The boys kind of know their roots into town and the local good spots and stuff, so it's also great to have all our training base kind of right around here. So now Lyon has been really good to us, and we'll be sad to see the end of it.
So great to see so many fans out there supporting our All Blacks. Now, if you want to watch that game live, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, great way to start your Friday work day. But if you can't get to the TV, you can follow all of the action at nzherald.co.nz. Our live blog will be there too, where you can follow along with live commentary from Elliot Smith on News Talk ZB, iHeartRadio and Gold Sport. Well, that's it from us. Thanks so much, Liam. Quick prediction though before we go on this game. What do you think the scoreline will be?
Look, it's going to be interesting to see how the changes better. 9 starting changes. It's not the All Blacks starting team, but I'll say the All Blacks by 50 plus.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think you were pretty onto it last week. Pretty close?
Close-ish.
Yeah, close-ish. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back post-match on Friday with Elliot Smith. We'll see you then on Beyond the Game. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.